Welcome to episode 235 of the Reptile Gumbo podcast.
James has a Chinese alligator downstairs.
Yes, it is important that everybody knows that.
Yep.
I may need to tie that into my start every time.
Yep. 10 seconds. I got it in for you.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Way to be on that.
Yep.
I was in another teacher's classroom at a professional development thing yesterday, and he apparently works or volunteers or whatever at the crocodile counter, and he has a Nile crocodile baby in his room. I was like, that's cool. I have a Chinese alligator in mine at my house. So I was like, that's cool. One of my coworkers was like, when are you going to bring it to school? I was like, I'll bring it to school when we do endangered species, and then it will go back home with me. It will not live up at school because I don't trust kids enough to have a Chinese alligator kept at school.
Hell no.
Plus, I can't play with it at my house if it's at school.
Right.
So, but anyways, hey, everybody in the chat. We have several people in the chat already. I'm going to wait. Katie just got here because my alarm went off. So I know she'll be upstairs in a minute, and then she can actually do the all the sponsor stuff because I've butchered that for the past several episodes. But she's here now. How's it going, Robert?
It's going all right. I don't know why I'm like yawning tonight, like I'm tired. I didn't think I was, but apparently I ate 2 big steaks and now I'm tired.
That's a lot of steaks.
I mean, they're not big. They were T-bones, but they were thin.
Gotcha.
Cheap T-bones that I can afford.
I spent my day. Well, today I felt better. I spent my yesterday losing 10 pounds in one day, and anybody can think about how that happened. But I stayed home from school today, so hopefully I go back to work tomorrow. I'd much rather be at work.
Yeah, you stayed home from work because that's work for you, not school.
Yeah. Old C. Anal said they're sitting in the room listening to mossy frogs call each other and listening to their favorite podcast. Well, turn that podcast off and listen to us. Damn, I don't know. That's fucked up. Oh, Katie's here. You gotta put headphones on so you can hear.
I gotta take my earrings off.
How's your new hobby coming along, Robert?
It's good. I'm making a domino holder now for playing Mexican train dominoes.
Nice. With
my name on it and stuff. Like I'm starting to get better with the software.
Nice. Yeah, Robert's a 3D printing fool now.
I made some sexy couples dice earlier.
I saw that.
I made big ones and littler ones.
Wait, may have to get a pair of those. Oh, Katie, you want to do sponsor stuff? We're waiting on you because I've butchered the sponsor stuff. Like past
I have a mouthful of popsicle.
A mouthful of what?
You heard me.
Speak up for the people in the back. Waiting on Katie. Just waiting.
Lil's Shop of Horrors operates a commercial feeder breeder facility based out of San Antonio, Texas, and specializes in rats, mice, dubia roaches, Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and more. As feeder breeders, they focus on the nutritional needs of the animals that consume them. Nationwide shipping is available on live insects. For frozen rodent shipments, reach out to check availability in your area. If you're looking to place an order, feel free to contact them through any of their social media pages at Lil's Shop of Horrors or email them through their inquiries page at lilsshopofhorrors.com, or you can send them a text or give them a call. Their number is on their website.
Yeah, go do that for all your feeder needs. Get you some roaches. I need to feed up my roaches. They're doing pretty well. And speaking of food, check out Reddy's Rainforest and get you some feeder fuel. That stuff is awesome. It's like crack to insects, apparently. They go crazy for it. Herb's Reptile Shows. Let's go ahead and do that. We got Belton, Texas this weekend, which is the one out near Waco. I won't be at that one, but come next month, November 2nd, November 3rd.
Ask where that is.
Belton is near Waco. That's as much as I know. Oh, look, there's Lewis in the chat. Guys, go contact Lewis. He needs to sell you rats and mice. He's got rats and mice that need homes, which is your freezer. Rosenberg, Texas, November 2nd, November 3rd. I will be there. The podcast will be there. I'll have a table there. Oh, you know what I left out that I posted this week and I forgot to mention?
I'm surprised you haven't said anything.
Well, Robert threw me off because the first thing he said was that we have a Chinese alligator in the house, which is...
Oh, go ahead and get that out of the way.
Got it out of the way. 10 seconds.
I understand.
It's important. I had my largest litter of sand boas this year. I was kind of upset because I paired a bunch of sand boas this year and only one took. I was like, man, that sucks. And then when this one had babies, I was like, damn, I'm really glad only one took.
When our child came downstairs and told me how many there were,
it was 21 by the way.
I was like, absolutely not. you've the number wrong. She was like, I don't, go ask daddy.
Yeah, my red tail litter from this year is the largest I've ever had. That was at 27. And then the Sambo litter was at 21, which like I think my largest prior to that was 15. So yeah, I'm out of places to keep baby snakes right now. Oh, well, it's kind of
Means you better start selling some stuff.
so come to Rosenberg in a month, and I will at least have boas for sale. I will hopefully have Sam boas for sale if I can get these things some food pumped into them in the next month. We'll see. But come to Rosenberg November 2nd, November 3rd. Also, our buddy, our listener from the nether regions, so Jack will be here. Old Jack, we're gonna try and fulfill his wish list of things he wants to do while in Texas. Although some of them are go to doggy daycares. I gotta ask him about that. That just seems weird. But
I will not be at the Rosenberg show because I will be camping at the Renaissance Festival and making poor choices probably that weekend.
Well,
but are they poor choices if you know going into it that they're going to be made?
Wrap it before you do it.
There you go, then.
My Catholic grandmother probably would have thought they were poor choices.
You can't use condoms when you're Catholic.
That's right. It's my excuse. I am baptized Catholic.
Okay, he's Catholic, so that's my excuse too. All
right, this podcast just went to a direction we weren't expecting.
Yeah, it's what's new. Go back into Herb's Reptile shows. We got Sulphur, Louisiana, November 9th, November 10th. That's down there, Lake Charles. West Monroe, Louisiana, November 16th, November 17th. And for those that aren't used to, so like I know like when we say Texas, a lot of our stuff, our Herb's Texas shows are kind of centrally located, right? They're within like 3 hours of each other usually. But like the Louisiana ones, don't get them confused. Sulphur is nowhere near West Monroe, which is nowhere near Slidell, which is they're drastically different. I don't think people think Louisiana, think New Orleans. There's more to that state in case you're wondering. But West Monroe, Louisiana is November 16th, November 17th. That's up near like Arkansas. It's basically Arkansas, or it's like East Texas. Denison, Texas, November 23rd, November 24th. That's up near Dallas.
Kind of. I mean, it's north of Dallas.
North of Dallas. I knew it wasn't near here. Austin, Texas. That's near here. December 7th, December 8th. I may be at that one. We'll see. That's our buddy Corey's home show. I don't know. She may be traveling around the world during that show, so I don't know. Slidell, Louisiana, December 14th, December 15th. And then that is the last Herb show of the year. And the first one of the new year will be January 11th, January 12th in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Have fun. You can go up there. Norm may be up there. If you can run into him, he'll get you some ketchup potato chips.
I have found a reason I'm going to Oklahoma next year.
I'm sorry. What is it?
Cross Canadian Ragweed is going to have their first concert in 15 years. So I'm going to go to that.
That does not help my joke that Oklahoma is Canada. That is, or it does help my joke that it, yeah. Old Senal said have big turkey legs and big boob women. That's yeah.
Sounds about right.
That's about
both
right.
Both of which I embrace with all parts of me.
Yeah, big turkey legs, that's protein. That fits right in your diet. And then big boob women, it's also protein.
It's right in my diet. Yeah.
It fits right in your diet. So anyways, go check out the Herb shows. Also check out VivTech products for all your LED UVB needs. Go check them out. Use code Reptile or you rewind. Use code Gumbo22. Save 15% on all of your stuff from VivTech. Again, those bulbs will last you forever. So go get those. Don't buy any more of the little fluorescent tube bulbs or little curly bulbs that are overpriced and run out after 6 months. Go check out VivTech. And go check out Cold-Blooded Caffeine and use code Reptile Gumbo and save 10%. And then 5% of the proceeds go to help save the rainforest. So again, if you're feeling like you need to do some conservation and you're going to drink coffee or tea anyways, go check out the awesome people over at Cold-Blooded Caffeine. Use code Reptile Gumbo. Save 10%. All right, we got all our sponsor stuff out of the way. Our guest will be here in a little bit. He is dropping animals off for shipping, so it's kind of busy. Had to get that done, so he'll be here soon. Oh, how's everybody doing? Do we want to let's look at what's going over on our Facebook page while we're here. Let me put that up on the screen because it's Chris's favorite part. Now that people actually see it, maybe it's not as bad. Dun, 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 dun. Let me scroll down, find new stuff. I should have done this beforehand. I do want to say thank you to, I'm pretty sure I know who and everything, but thank you to the person that bought something off of our wish.
Come in?
It has not come in yet.
Oh,
but
I checked the mail today.
it's
There's
not on our
nothing in
wish
the
list
mail.
anymore. Our microphones, which I'm pretty sure is Nathan. I'll double check. When those come in, I'm super excited because that's going to allow us to be able to go to Croc Encounter, which we talk about a lot, and do some live stuff out there and post that over on our Patreon. And we're going to take it to Carpet Fest, which is in 3 weekends.
Yeah.
3 weekends. We'll take it to Carpet Fest and we'll be able to actually show you the big ass croc monitor cage and talk about it and maybe do a few interviews with people out there, little 5-minute interviews that we'll post over on Patreon. So all that stuff will get on Patreon. So if you're a Patreon member, you're finally going to get some stuff for your money, and we appreciate your money. Katie appreciates your money. I appreciate her leaving me alone. So thanks to the person that bought us the microphones when they come in. Cannot wait to start using them. Checking out what we got over here. Megan posted this. I looked at this earlier. It's a documentary on gopher tortoises. And the link is in here. So you can go over. It's on YouTube. It's Gopher Games Film. It's a whole thing on the gopher tortoises. I do need to sit down and watch it. I'm sure it talks about habitat loss and all that. Gopher tortoises are super interesting animals. Just the whole way that other animals kind of depend on gopher tortoises for homes and all that. It's a really neat thing that we seem to just want to build Walmarts on top of. Oh, this video is fucking hilarious. Have y'all seen this one?
Yeah.
It's the green and old walks across the top of the air conditioner.
Oh, yeah. And it just like floats like it's nothing.
It's like when you go to those indoor skydiving things, except there wasn't a wall to keep them in there, and it just threw them off the side of it.
Usually you just hear thunk, chunk inside there, and you're like, oh,
that is true.
There was that a no.
Yeah.
We talked about this one last week. It was maybe not. I saw this one. So the person got out. This rattlesnake was in the road, and you can see in the video something running away. And I read it's a squirrel. Apparently, the squirrel was messing with this rattlesnake before the person got out to check out the rattlesnake, and the squirrel ran away. So I'm guessing the squirrel's babies were.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's San Diego, isn't it? Yep, San Diego National Wildlife Refuge.
So that was kind of cool. I'd love to go out there, and I mean, it's California, and California is weird, but I'd love to see the animals in California. I've seen that meme 100 times. I saw this one. It says if you wear a falconry glove to the park and frantically look around the sky, everyone with small dogs will leave.
That looks pretty funny.
Posted it for Hayden. Hayden said that people with dogs will always come up to her, like when she's out there doing stuff, and like get all up in their stuff. I'm like, maybe I want to move your dogs back. Oh, there's my bowl of babies. Again, it was 21. 21. Jesus Christ, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. If my old Sambo is hit me up. I got 21 of them. Kyle said he has one of those indoor skydiving places near him, and he's got to find time to go. I want to go do that, but I don't know what the weight limit is on that kind of stuff.
If anybody wants a hypo Sambo that's possible head stonewashed, get with me.
Not Sambo. Hypo.
Did I say Sambo?
Yeah.
Yes.
I meant Brettles Python.
A Hypo Brettles possible stonewash. Get with Robert.
My apartment complex is not letting me keep my snake, so.
But he can keep the tortoises.
Yeah.
Things with no legs are horrible.
Flyers must weigh 300 pounds or less.
Hey, I'm well below that now since I lost my 10 pounds in the last 24 hours.
Told you need more protein.
This is the first time I've been below. I kind of don't want to eat. I haven't been below 270 in high school. So stay below 270 for a little while. And if you don't eat, there's nothing to shit out except for liquid.
Oh my God, James. Our listeners don't want to hear this.
They listen to this podcast. They kind of expect that something like this will happen.
TMI warning.
Do you want to talk about this? You posted this earlier today from your workshop.
I did. I went to an awesome workshop today for writing teachers.
There are two different types of teachers. There's Katie, who referred to that as an awesome workshop.
I learned so much.
And then there's me, who would be like, fuck, why do I have to go to a workshop? It was
not a waste of my time. These are strategies I could literally walk in the door with on Thursday and immediately put into place because it's a 2-day workshop. So I'm going back tomorrow. Plus, I ate at this sweetest, cutest little French cafe thing.
None of what you just explained today sounds fun to me.
It was great. I got to eat outside and everything.
Where was it?
Houston.
Houston.
I want to say it was.
It's a small town.
No, it was the area that we were in was like
buildings,
New.
roads.
It was like a New Jersey something or another.
What?
Yeah, we were at the Norris Center in City Center.
Nothing you said makes sense.
Anyways,
you were at City Center,
yeah, like that area.
North
So
Center, Houston.
Yeah,
There's
it
two
was
of them.
right next to a Star Cinema and Grill.
Okay.
Only know that because when I needed to thaw out, that was the door that I went out to go stand outside because I was an ice cube before I finished. So anyways,
City Center. Okay.
So we read this fable, The Porcupine and the Snakes. And as soon as she tells me, like, this is the passage we're reading, I looked at my partner who came with me from my school and I was like, I bet the snakes are the bad guy. Snakes are always the bad guy. And I just kind of rolled my eyes and I was pleasantly surprised. The snakes were not. They are, however, pushovers and they get shoved out of their home because of the porcupine. So that was kind of crappy.
Yeah. So the snakes offer the porcupine a place to live in their burrow, which is weird because, by the way, snakes don't dig burrows. Porcupines dig burrows.
Yeah. So it was. I thought it was kind of sweet though.
So it was probably the porcupine's place in the first place. Anyways, they allow the porcupine in.
Yeah, it's like, hey, can I stay here? And they're like, sure, come on in. And
the porcupine keeps stabbing them as he moves around.
And overstays his welcome.
They ask him to leave. He refuses to leave, and then they have to leave.
And then he escorts them out of his cave.
By the way, it's porcupine, not porcupine.
And the moral of the story is not to be an inconsiderate house guest.
Yeah, and then Drew Scholes posted a picture of his porcupine who was not
Willow.
Who did not appreciate the.
I said maybe it's a different type of porcupine.
So that is over on. That's what happened over on our page this week. Oh, Kyle says he's not getting any new snakes after the Halmahera boa that he's getting from Kristen soon. I just never got into locales, especially Central American type locale boas. They'll do it for me. That's the good thing about it. There's a million different types of snakes and lizards. And one of them will do it for somebody.
Yep.
Small Central American boas never did it for me. I like morphs. I'm one of those people. What are you doing on your phone over there?
I'm texting Sean Gray back.
We'll tell Sean we have a podcast right now.
No, it's fine. It can wait.
The podcast can?
Yep.
Sean Gray's not that important. Anyways. So something I've noticed lately online is people getting rid of their collections. We've talked about it for a while, but like I saw 2 this week alone, and that was just in my local circles of seeing stuff. It's crazy. What also kills me is that the people that want to sell their collection and the name and their logo, and I'm just thinking, if I want to start a breeding business, I want my name, my logo. Why would I don't care about. I get that they may have a customer base or this or that, but fuck it. If they're not around, I don't care if the customer base isn't going to buy from them anyways. I just think it's weird to buy someone else's name. And then I think some people may over appreciate their own name in the price. But the good thing is, for those of you that stick around, people are getting out of the hobby as breeders, so maybe they'll start buying your stuff.
It's been happening for a while.
Okay. Sorry.
You better now?
Yeah, so the Conroe show, I took him stickers, a vinyl decal to put on his car. In the process of me trying not to puke everywhere, I didn't put transfer tape on top of it. So he just texted me and he was like, hey, how do I just peel these off letter by letter? Nope. And I'm like, there should be contact tape. And like, as I'm taping my response, I'm like, but I was trying not to puke my guts up everywhere and didn't put it on your sticker. Fuck.
Painter's tape.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just told him. I was like, use painter's tape. It'll work just fine. He was like, no problem. He said, I thought I was doing something wrong. I was like, nope, just my fault. My bad.
Yeah, it's interesting to see people getting out of the business. And it's really, a lot of them you see, though, are ball python or gecko people.
Yeah.
There's just so many of them. You don't see a lot of people that are working in niche stuff. The only one recently I've seen is our buddy with indigos, but that was a career change, right? He now sells motorcycles, and so just didn't have the time for it.
Yeah.
Timothy said a rip to RIP to Chad Gray. I didn't know him, but yes, I did see that online, that the passing of Chad Gray. I saw that in a couple of groups. Timothy said he's also waiting on a shipment coming in this month. He's trying hardest not to buy anything new right now. That sounds pretty negative. Stop being negative. Go buy yourself something pretty, Timothy. And if you already have, buy something prettier. Oh, what else we got going on lately? Anything new? You're over there just 3D print stuff? Anything you've seen online lately besides just people being stupid?
Lots of people being stupid. That's like what online is now.
It really is.
It has just become the sounding board for the ignorant.
Yeah.
It has become a place for them to just say whatever dumb shit comes into their little brain.
It is crazy. Oh, okay. So on a pot, it's not really positive. It's kind of, there have been a lot of celebrity death lately. It's been like pretty sad, actually. So many of them. But one that went by that we did not talk about because Katie wasn't here when it happened, and we kind of skipped over, was James Earl Jones.
Yeah,
that made me sad when that happened. And when that happened, I said,
I could have sworn we did talk about that.
You and I did, but you were on the podcast tonight.
Just kidding.
So I wanted to talk about, just for a brief second, your favorite James Earl Jones movie. It's a hard one, but trying to figure it out. But think about it. What would be your favorite? I have a feeling I know Katie. Katie, what is your favorite?
Animated or real life?
Either one. If his voice was in it,
Field of Dreams.
Well, then what was the toss up there? If you automatically knew it was Field of Dreams,
because I really like him as the voice of Mufasa, and I don't really like the Lion King.
Mufasa.
But I really like him as the voice of Mufasa.
You don't like the Lion King?
Not really. It's not one of my favorites.
What the fuck is wrong with it? It's got Timon and Pumbaa.
I know.
What? Anyways, back to someone with taste. Robert, your favorite James Earl Jones movie?
Man, that's tough.
And those in the chat, feel free to throw yours up there.
My favorite movie that he's in is Sandlot, but I wouldn't call that a James Earl. I wouldn't call that a James Earl Jones movie.
No, I agree.
It's a good one though. Yeah, I think the dog is in it more than he is.
I mean,
yeah.
It has to be Star Wars.
Yeah, that's up there.
My toss up was Star Wars. And the other one, I guess, may not be really a James Earl Jones movie as much. He is in it, but like Darren said, Coming to America.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell the world.
In it, but it's not a James Earl Jones movie.
And by the world, I mean the people that are watching this.
The other night, I turn on Coming to America because on TV, I was like, I turn on, I'm going to start watching. And then Katie goes, I've never seen this. Like, how the fuck have you never seen Coming to America?
What?
I've never seen it.
And so she'd also never seen Trading Places. So when they show the two old guys from Trading Places, she has no idea who they are in that movie. I'm like, what the fuck?
I've heard of them before, but I've never actually watched them.
I know, dude. I know.
You have failed, James, sir.
Well, and the great thing about Coming to America is that he and his wife are Mufasa and Sarabi, the lions, the Lion King.
I didn't realize that she did the voice of Sarabi.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But Coming to America, it's hard. He's in it, but that's definitely an Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh yeah, it's an Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall movie.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
So with that said, though,
did you watch the second one?
I think. Okay, so here's the problem. I think I did, but I don't remember. So I gotta watch it again.
I vaguely remember.
I know. I think I did. There's no way. There's no way it came out on some sort of streaming platform, which it is. Because I saw it the other day.
Only Amazon. It was an Amazon movie. They made it.
There's no way that came out and I didn't see it.
Because I want to say you used my mom's, and that was when you had first started using the Amazon Prime account.
I'm going to watch it again because the other night when I watched Coming to America, I was like, I need to watch Coming to America.
I need to watch Lion King. I probably haven't watched Lion King in 20 plus years.
So, I enjoy the cartoon a little more than the live action. However,
well, not all of us have seen it in New York and all that.
Well, no. I'm talking about like the live action film that they made a couple years ago. Okay. Now, I will say though, it's just watching that strictly for what they could digitally pull off is 100% worth it because it's amazing. Now, with that being said, I have seen the Broadway play both in New York and in Houston. I cried through both of them. They were fantastic.
All right, but hold on. Here's
the cast. In 1994, 30 years ago.
And here's the cast of Lion King, the animated one, just to show you how powerful that cast is. It's Matthew Broderick.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy Irons, who plays the best bad guy ever. That voice just sounds
really is phenomenal.
James Earl Jones, Whoopi Goldberg, Rowan Atkinson, so Mr. Bean is Zazu. Jim Cummings is Ed. So that's Jim Cummings.
That, of course it is.
I can never pronounce his last name. Robert Gold and Rafiki. The actor that plays Rafiki.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Lane is Timon. Cheech Marin is the other is Bonsai or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And then you got Jonathan Taylor Thomas plays young Simba.
So Nathan, I don't feel like it will ruin it for you. I feel like if you go into the live action and you go in knowing, hey, this is not the cartoon, The storyline is the same. They've only really changed a couple of things. They actually say the word fart. And when that happened, Joe and I immediately like looked at each other and we were like, wait a minute, they changed that line. But it just overall, what they were able to do digitally,
it's cool.
It was outstanding.
And I'll probably see Mufasa. Although I think it's on.
Oh, I do want to see the Mufasa movie.
The storyline I heard someone mention the storyline,
but I don't like the storyline,
and it makes Mufasa seem like the bad guy.
Well,
actually,
just the whole,
because Scar apparently was the son to the king and queen, and then Mufasa got adopted, and then Mufasa becomes king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what that.
And so now you kind of look at it.
Like.
You kind of look at it and go, I don't blame Scar for wanting to kill Mufasa and his son. It took his job, his family, his life. But
yeah, I'm interested to see the storyline they play out.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
the play is phenomenal. I will go see it every time.
So yeah, I think if I was to pick my favorite James Earl Jones, it's got to be Star Wars. And I'm counting all. And he actually sold his voice rights over to Star Wars, to Disney and all. So they can use that and AI and all that, and he will be the voice of Darth Vader until the end of time now.
That's cool.
Good.
So
as it should be.
Yes, he is the voice. That is the other.
This is the way.
But that is also the weird thing about that is like he's the voice of Vader, but he's not in those movies.
Right.
Oh yeah, I know. Right? He's just the voice.
Just the voice. Some other dude, some white dude played Vader, and it's kind of a letdown when they take the mask off. But anyways, with James Earl Jones' voice, like that doesn't match. But he is Darth Vader for all intents and purposes. So
yeah.
The Sandlot's a good one. Field of Dreams is a good one.
Dreams. If you build it, they will.
And then also speaking about coming to America, it was
people
announced.
Will come, Ray.
It was announced today, but apparently he died in August. John Amos, who played the dad and the girl in Coming to America.
Yep.
He apparently died in like August, but it got announced today that he died. Like I don't know how you hide someone's death for 2 months, but they did. So add to the list of people that are dying lately. Dikembe Mutombo.
Jones was born in Arkabutla, Mississippi. Arkabutla. Arkabutla.
I grew up most of my life. Well, a big part of my life.
I ain't got that one.
I've never heard of that one. That has got to be the smallest fucking. Well, what is the letters? Do you not know the difference?
No, it's Mississippi. It's got to be up by Arkansas to have that bullshit in it.
I don't know. That's quite a name. Yeah. I know there's Arkadelphia.
Yep.
But
it is.
Oh, and then Pete Rose. Yeah, Darren. Pete Rose passed away.
It's right by. It's like.
It's right by the. Yeah, I was going to say it's right by the Tennessee state line.
It's up there near Ole Miss, and so I pretend that part of Mississippi doesn't exist. So that's
it's north of that.
Yeah,
it's like right by Tunica.
Yeah, but all I know about that is there's a casino there. Maggie Smith died. So for all those that are Harry Potter fans, like half the cast of Harry Potter's dead now.
The Harry Potter memes have been emotional. They've been sweet. They've gotten me whatever. When I saw the one from Hook with Robin Williams, I about lost
she plays Wendy,
in the car. Wendy. I was like, oh, I forgot she was in this one. Yeah, that one got me.
Darren, hopefully they'll finally put Pete Rose. It's fucked up. And my dad says that if they go to put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame, that his family should say fuck you and no. But his name should still be in. I still want his name in there. I know that's fucked up, and he should have been in there a long time ago. But he should be there. Just like I think it's great that they finally gave Reggie Bush back his Heisman, and I love the Heisman House commercial where they take him out of the cryo freezer, and he walks out and goes, "What did I miss?" And they start showing him all the new shit.
Those are funny commercials.
Right.
Because anybody that watched Reggie Bush knows, at least in my lifetime, he was the best college running back I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
So Pete Rose, one of the best baseball players, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But anyways, let's get to our. Go ahead.
Did you ever see the episode of Big Bang Theory with Samuel L. Jackson in it? Where, yeah, no,
I saw every episode. So yes,
yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes when Sheldon just like walks up to him in a restaurant and they end up.
Not Samuel L. Jackson, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, and then they ding dong ditch another dead actor,
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, he never met. That was the first time he met her.
Was for Big Bang?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I saw an interview. That was the first time he met Carrie Fisher because, again, we talked about it. He was never in the movies.
His voice was there.
But you would think that he would be at like premieres or something.
Huh.
But I guess really there weren't. I don't know. But he didn't meet her until then.
Crazy stuff.
So, all right, let's go ahead and get to our guest. Our guest is here. Dun, dun, dun. Bring him in.
Wait. Did
What?
Kyle just say he's a Michigan fan?
He doesn't care about sports outside of Michigan, so Kyle doesn't matter now.
Kyle, we don't need your view, baby. It's okay.
So, our guest tonight is Richard Valdez of Dezie Skinks.
Hello.
Yes, I got it all right.
Yeah.
So Richard's in our Discord a lot, and he's got. I didn't know anybody had this many fire skinks on Earth. I think he has all of them. I don't think anybody else owns them.
I have all but one morph because it just came out. My friend just made it last year. So I'm getting one next year.
But see, that's news to me because before you start posting things in there, I didn't realize there were morphs of fire skinks. Because every fire skink I've ever seen at a show looks like a fire skink.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Really pretty.
plenty.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's because we'll get to our question later about skink species, but that's one of those ones that you see usually at shows, but they all tend to be like wild caught stuff or at
And
least
yeah,
not.
pretty skinny. $40, $50.
Yeah, looked as a cheap and expensive skink. But it's a really cool, like you wonder why it's not more popular in the hobby because it's a really cool looking skink when you look at them and they get a decent size.
One of the first things that pops up when I Google it is Clint's Reptiles video on fire skinks being a good pet.
They are.
That was one of the first videos I watched when I was getting into all this.
So how many do you have?
I have 22 adults, right? In this almost, 22 adults, 18 of them in the room I'm in, and I have 14 babies and 9 more cooking.
And see, like, I know I say that a lot, and it feels like because I have like 100 something snakes, but that seems like a lot when it comes to things with legs. Like that is a lot of stuff to have to feed.
It is a lot. It is
on a
it's
regular.
A whole lot to feed.
Are you breeding your own food?
I can't keep up.
Yeah, that would be so much. Kyle's in the chat says he's never seen a captive bred fire skink. Yeah, me neither. Everyone I see is on a reseller's table, and you can definitely tell it's not captive bred.
I have one poking her head out right now.
These are gorgeous.
Yeah. So everyone, if you haven't joined yet, go join our Discord. The link is on.
I really need to do that.
Did
On
you put
Facebook.
this on my phone?
Discord. I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna put y'all in it. Y'all need to be in it because Richard's
I'm
always
sorry,
posting.
Richard. I'm not.
He's always posting pictures of fire
Okay.
skinks, and I guess it's crazy. There's so many different.
I just
ones.
downloaded TikTok like a week
That is
ago, and I
creepy.
still haven't actually opened it and watched anything on it.
I don't even have TikTok, so I feel you there.
I don't. And the only reason I downloaded TikTok is because people send me videos, but now TikTok won't let you open the videos people text you if you don't have the app. So
Damn
in order
Chinese.
to watch all the videos that Robert sends me and my coworker sends me, I have to actually have the app. So that's all I do with it is just watch the stuff people send me.
Hey, one of my customers is in your chat.
I figured there's a new name. I didn't know that one. So yep, they're there.
Cool.
I'm
I think she's from one of my Reddit customers.
So size wise, looking at some of the pictures that I was just looking at on Google, it looks like they're smaller than a blue tongue skink, but they're similar in like stature. They
Shaped
look
like a
like they
skink.
have the little stocky bodies and
So the heaviest set fire skink I ever saw was 225 grams. And that was a monster of a skink.
So like that's just a cool looking.
Yeah.
I'll put that pop up. But if you can see the screen, and like here's a bunch of different fire skinks. They're really bright colored
Oh,
skinks.
that one's.
That's what I should do with this big
Yeah.
enclosure.
Some of those are my pictures,
Yeah.
I think.
Or
oh, that's cool.
I mean, look at this one in this person's hand. That's a pretty big skink. too.
Yeah, it's got
I
like
don't. That's.
substance to it.
I looked at that one. I don't know if that's a real picture because the tail looks off to me.
Yeah,
Gotcha. See, this is why we do this.
I know.
I saw a couple where they were like that one with the guy holding it in his hand.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
and the one,
that's actually one of my babies from my first year.
that's so
The name's
cool.
Azula.
I see that Azul, the African fire skink.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
Is that a normal? Is that what you would the baseline?
No.
No. Okay.
Dad was a high red, and mom is a reduced pattern.
Those reds are just gorgeous.
Do they start out when they're okay? Are they live? I'm assuming they're live birth.
No eggs.
Oh damn! Okay.
He just said he had 9 cooking.
I wasn't listening. I was looking at pictures.
James.
And the axanthic one with the on the fingers. That was one of mine.
Really?
Yeah,
that
her
is
name
cool.
is Bulma.
Katie loves black reptiles, so
It's a thing.
So I guess let's talk fire skink.
Hold on, let him talk.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Interrupt.
My bad.
No. Go ahead. If you want to talk about morphs, it'll pop up. So
I was gonna say let's talk about morphs. All right, so I'm trying to find what is the basic. So this one here, that's probably pretty basic, right? This kind of gold back, red sides, little banding in there on the sides. That's pretty basic. Are you like this one with all the?
Yeah.
That's very dark.
that is a subspecies. That's like a cousin.
Gotcha.
They cohabitate similar areas.
Gotcha.
And I think I have a hybrid of normal and that one.
Okay, so these things are way more complicated than I thought.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot to learn tonight because I don't know anything about fire skinks. I just like I said, they're like I said, they're the cheap skink you see on resellers tables at expos. And
but it sounds like they should not be.
They should not be. Well, a lot of things should not be. And we're gonna talk about skinks are kind of one. There's a lot of them we're gonna talk about from the question tonight that they get sold that way, unfortunately.
So with certain animals, I know specifically with certain snakes, there's some types that when James breeds, he will specifically hold because he wants to see if they color up as they get older. Do skinks do that, or are they like kind of the same color all the time, or?
So if they have a pattern mutation like patternless, they're born patternless. They might have a little bit of paradoxing stripes on their sides, but for the most part, they are patternless.
Okay.
So are they born? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, ask your question.
Are they born with like that bright red color, or is that something they get as they get older, or if that's their morph?
It usually intensifies over time. Like there's another new one called the vanishing pattern. Born with full stripes, and by the time they're adults, they have no stripes at all.
Oh wow!
So you have a whole different lizard.
Yeah, basically.
See, snakes like that make it not snake, but animals like that make it a pain in the ass breeding wise.
Because you don't know what to sell and
you gotta hold them forever.
Because you could keep it and you could end up with something super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I wish they held on to was their black colors.
Oh, really? That starts to go.
There are false melanistic fire skinks.
Okay, so that would suck to think you got one that's gonna be, oh man, this thing's gonna be black, and then all of a sudden you're like, I guess if that's the color you want, because if it like turns red, I'd be happy because red.
You know what though? That makes sense. But if you think about it, as a baby, they need to be able to camouflage more. They need to be duller. They need to be able to hide from predators. So those darker colors make more sense. Whereas when they get older and they're sexually mature, those brighter colors could help attract a mate. So that makes sense in the wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks for breeding purposes.
So back to morphs though, are they mostly recessive things, or are they just like line bred stuff? How's a lot of
high reds are co-dominant.
Okay.
And then if you get two of the same genes, you get extreme reds. And one of the factors with them is they have a reduced pattern, and they also have the red pigment bleed into their backs.
Gotcha. So there's gonna be a science part of me. I would assume they're probably incomplete dominant, not co-dominant, because I know that we use co-dominant in the hobby a lot, and we use it. I did for the longest time for hypos and boas, which sounds like it works the same way. But incomplete dominant would be what I don't think there's any co-dom genes in reptiles.
There's one. There's one for fire skinks that I am comfortable. It's called the pixie morph.
Gotcha.
That's the hybrid one I was talking about. So he looks like a fire skink, but his pattern and his colors are way off. And about 98% of his offspring show the same exact color mutations that he has.
That's cool. And how big do these guys? I've seen the pictures, but how big do they get full grown?
The longest one I had was 20 inches.
Oh damn! Okay, so that's
all tail.
What?
That's just a lot of tail, but that's still bigger than. I'm trying to think of an
but
animal.
Is the tail like half the length of the body? Because that's still a 10-inch lizard from.
That was about 2/3.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of something that's more common in the hobby to give people a size reference to.
I think my longest one right now is 18 inches.
That's like a
So
full-grown bearded dragon.
Lengthwise bearded dragon, not as wide, but lengthwise you're talking bearded dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's only 2 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so
he's way bigger than his dad already.
yes, that's definitely something that people I think would be. And are they flighty or are they calmer like a blue tongue?
Some are really flighty. I have one crazy baby that will jump any chance it gets.
Gotcha.
And most of the wild caught, surprisingly, are very tame and mellow.
Huh. Timothy
Yeah.
asked if any of the morphs are naturally occurring. I mean, I assume they're all naturally occurring. That's how they get.
Except for 2 that we created.
Gotcha. So they're like the hybrid stuff and all.
No, the hybrid was wild.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was my friend Avery created. Oh God, what? I don't remember the name. I'm blanking on the name, but it's a patternless anery.
Patternless anery. Oh, there you go, Katie.
Yeah.
Get you a black.
That sounds cool.
It's not black at all.
Dragon.
Is it not?
No, it's gray.
The name. That's still cool.
So it's gray, but with the pattern and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh man, my female's not out right now. But and I created the Axanthic, Anearthristic Axanthic.
What's that look like?
You want me to grab her?
Sure.
All right, give me one.
All about some show and tell.
Yeah. Well, I know nothing about any of them, so I'm all for seeing any of them.
Okay, these kind of look like when I Googled the anery fire skinks, they have a similar coloration to the blue tongue skink.
Oh.
To me, they do.
I've been probably not at all.
So that may not be.
I'm gonna put you in here.
Yeah, not at all. Robert says computer's lagging.
Maybe it's because he's using his 3D printer.
It probably is.
See, that's not our fault. That's your fault.
Robert and I fall into the same boat. We both need new computers. That's the weird thing about computers. Like, they're only good for just a few years, like a couple of years. It seems like they should last longer, but I mean, I guess like if you're someone who upgrades like things in the computer, it would last longer. But I just buy a stock computer.
Well, this computer has been to God knows how many reptile shows all over the country, at the shop, sitting next to the CNC machine, getting dust. It's missing keys. It's only 4 years old, but
in computer age, 4 years is pretty old though.
Like 40 years old. What are you talking about?
So many things have changed in 4 years.
Oh, right.
Oh, we're back.
Well, I have half sisters out right now. Same mom, different dad. So
let's see what we got here.
Come here. So
God, those are so stinking cute.
And what are we looking at here?
So this is the Anearthristic Axanthic.
Okay.
This is Honk.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you lack all those bright reds that make, when people think fire skink, that stuff's gone, right?
All her reds, golds, yellows, all gone.
That's so cool.
That's cool. Nakia in the chat said she's adding fire skink to her list.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is her half sister. She has the same mom, Axanthic mom, but her dad was a normal.
They're just, it's like they're made of pixels. They just look pixelated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
they kind of remind me of like a Death Adder. Like how they're kind of pixelated looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what do they cost if they're captive bred?
This one I was selling for $750, and there wasn't much traffic on them. Just a lot of window shoppers. The heads we were doing like $300 for them.
Well, see, and that's when you run into, and we've talked about it before. There's so many animals that need to be captive bred, but there's so many cheap wild caughts that you have to fight through that, unfortunately. And you have to overcome the whole people don't realize there's morphs and fire skinks, because it's not just me. First off, people don't realize that they're there, and then second, they don't realize that morphs exist.
And people are always asking, "Oh, why would I pay $500 for a skink?" that I can go get $40. I'm like, well, it's not exactly your
Yeah,
normal.
I'm looking at Morph Market right now. Captive born and bred, $300. Wild
That's
caught,
me.
$40.
Yeah, but you're gonna spend $300 just getting that thing healthy from who knows where it came from.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Is that
yeah,
you, the second generation CBB?
yeah, that's me.
All right, I gotta pull that up now.
You have to go to Skinks, other Skinks, Fire Skinks.
So, go to this subcategory of that subcategory.
And there's only 5.
Skinks, other Skinks, Fire Skinks, and then let's stop sharing that one and let's share this screen. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that.
That's my patternless male.
Oh, wow. See, I'm a big fan of reds. I love reds and my snakes and all that. That is.
Yeah. He just
So
finished shedding too.
What's the back on him look like?
Oh, he lost his tail, so.
Oh, yeah. So they regrow just.
Yeah, they regrow, and his is growing at an angle.
Unlike stupid crusty geckos that don't grow shit back. God, crusty geckos are so dumb. I got so many things on my screen that keep popping up. Let me share the screen and show the Morph Market real quick. Nickelodeon. Here we go. Let's see. So we got there's Dezie Skinks right there.
Yeah, that's me.
That's a cute little skink. That's got a lot of black. So will that is he gonna lose some of that black?
That will fade away over time, and more reds will pop in.
Gotcha. How old is that one there? I guess I can look right here. It says
they just turned 6 weeks.
Man.
Yeah, the birthday's right there, James.
I know. That involves reading. That involves reading. I didn't want to. You know what? Fuck off.
Do you have?
I mean, it's not like you've been sick or anything for the last 24 hours. Come on, man.
I don't ever log into Discord on my computer. Let's see if I do. I don't even know.
Because if you can, I can show you a sibling that's more impressive than that.
I don't even know Discord login, to be honest. Oh, my computer does though. Or does it? 1 second. Let me see. I'm going to get in Discord. If not, everyone just join our Discord.
I know, right? Nakia said she loves the patterns. It's something we were talking about as well. It's
okay. I don't know my login, so
it's very pixelated, and it just you don't see that pattern on other animals. It's very
that
cool.
last one's been up for forever.
This one here, the 1 for 150. Yeah. Well, it's just it is hard to fight $40 for this or this big adult for 70, and someone goes, "Why would I pay?" But
is that one yours? The one that's 150?
No, the 300.
Oh,
I've inquired about that one and I didn't hear it back.
It may not be real.
None of the invite links in our group for Discord work, James.
Let me get on top of that too.
Yeah, I mean,
so do you keep anything other than fire skinks, or do you just have fire skinks?
I'm babysitting my brother's agamas right now.
That's cool.
And I have an old bearded dragon. She's like 14. I had emerald tree skinks for a while. Got a few babies from those. And I am hopefully going to get into Berber skinks in a couple of years.
What kind of skinks?
Berbers.
Berber.
They're like giant Schneider skinks.
Oh, that's cool. Katie likes we'll talk about that later, but the Peter's Banded skinks.
I do like Peter Banded skinks, and I like red-eyed crocodile skinks as well. I don't have either one of those. Red
eyes are just a little too wet for me.
I'm about to say
that's the hold up there.
I was gonna say that's drastically different from what you're keeping.
Yeah.
Housing.
Well, these guys are 70% humidity, so a good misting every other day.
Yeah, but with crocodiles, like everyone I've heard, there's like actual water in the
like
tank.
You need a full water feature.
Water.
Yeah, I don't do water.
Because that would be something really cool, I think, in my classroom. But the problem is the traveling from classroom back to home for like summer or long breaks. Everything else is very easy to move.
And everybody in the chat, and everybody listening, I went ahead and posted a new link to our Discord over on our Facebook page. Go to our Facebook page. The link is the first thing that's posted there. Go join our Discord. Like I said, you can go through the millions of pictures he's posted. And they're really like you really start to see some differences in them. It's really cool. You just didn't realize it kind of existed in fire skinks because again, it's a weird one.
Let's see. My screen will show the one standout I have had this year.
Let's see. Oh, hold on. What did I do? What? My bad. I hit the wrong
Why
button.
did you
I hit
take
the
him
wrong button.
out?
There it is. Oh wow, that's what all's in
Yeah.
that one though.
It's just an extreme red that might become a
That's
vanishing pattern.
Cool.
So what you see the white dots?
Yeah.
Those used to be all black. Then they shed. It turns into the white dots, and then the white dots turn into red.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of change there then.
Yeah.
You only put it 1 second. Let me put you on the screen. There. That is cool looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire skinks maybe. I've got these emerald trees, which are kind of cool. Which I for anybody listening, my emerald tree skink, the first time ever, finally came out, jumped on my hand, and then ran back in.
It was so fun when he was telling me about it. He was like
Everyone
shaking with excitement.
Everyone that owns them tells them, "Oh yeah, mine do that all the time. Mine fucking don't."
They've
So-
never liked him. They tolerate him because they know he has food.
That was the only
But
reason.
that's
That was the
about
only
it.
reason it came out on my hand was I was putting food in.
Yeah,
That was it.
that's sweet though.
Timothy said sandfish and Peter bandits are sweet. Sandfish are neat.
They're so funny looking.
They are weird. With that
Fixing to
shovel
Google
face.
that.
Yeah.
Sandfish, you've seen them before.
I know I have. It sounds familiar. I was just
Peter's bandit fit my thing because they look like if Kenyan Samboas were to grow legs.
with what Peter.
The Peter
Peter's-
bandits, yeah,
Yeah.
they look kind of like Samboas. But
Our dog was being
Okay.
complicated, so I had to.
I'm trying to do that. Okay,
Is that you, TSU snake guy?
yeah, it's me.
Yeah,
I've had that name since I
Since
got my first like
college.
Xbox account. I think
Yeah.
in college.
Because in Texas, we would think Texas Southern
Texas
University.
Texas State.
Yeah, no, it's Troy State University,
Troy
which
State
is not Troy
University.
State University anymore. Now it's
Well, I
Troy
was going to say
University.
that's how we knew how old it was because they changed the
It was before
name
the
of the
name change.
university my freshman year.
Wow, we get a lot of conversation in here.
Oh yeah, there's a ton, and some really cool pictures too.
Mhm.
I do want to get to our question that you gave me, and then we posted because we got a lot of really good answers. So the question was, tell us one skink species you think should be captive bred more in the hobby and why. And I was kind of surprised because it was a very specific question, and it could have gone one of two ways. We could have gotten no answers, and then it went the other way. People have very strong opinions on skink species that need to be bred. So I want to go through these and we'll talk about them. But here we go. So Timothy said Peter's banded skinks. So they're the perfect size skink for anyone, and a beautiful bright orange and black. Fire skinks for the same reason. And then he said monkey tail skinks because they're at risk of habitat destruction, and there's no other skink that is unique in appearance. And then there's some other that say monkey tails we'll bring up in a minute, but as someone who's seen baby monkey tails when they're born, they're fucking
You have-
horrifying. Those things don't come out nice. They
You
come
had
out
a rough
evil.
experience.
They come out trying to bite
Came
fingers.
out
And for
choosing violence.
and for a vegetarian, holy shit, the jaws on a monkey tail are extremely strong. You don't want to get bit by that thing.
I'm glad fire
So-
skinks don't have that.
But
bad
Peter's
of a
bandits,
bite.
I think, are cool. That's another one I think falls in the same issue with your fire
I think
fire
that's
skinks.
the next one I want.
What Peter's bandit
Yeah.
is that you don't find captive bred Peter's bandit skinks.
Mm-hmm.
You find cheap ones. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think only a few people have figured out how to breed them successfully.
And I think a lot of that stems from the simple question is why do it, right? Because you're running into that same problem with you've got to have a passion for that animal, because if you've got a $300 skink on Morph Market, it may take a while to sell it. You'll sell it because someone out there will see the value in it, but there's gonna be a lot of people who don't understand. They only see value and not a love for that species, right? And so they don't see why should I waste all this time and trying to figure this out if I can't sell those babies like that, which sucks. So it's not the way that the hobby needs to be done.
Exactly.
I mean, how many people? It's got to be the fire skink breeding community's got to be pretty small, right? Or at least in the States.
Yeah. There's two predominant breeders, me and my business partner Avery over at Skink Inc. So we're the two main ones.
Dang. Skink Inc.
And then there are a bunch of other small timers, a couple of clutches here and there. So it's nice to see more people popping up wanting more babies to start their own breeding programs.
Are they more terrestrial, arboreal? What is their behavior like?
Terrestrial, but if there's something to climb, they'll go climb it because they're weird.
But they're not like an emerald tree skink, which is going to climb
No.
most of the time.
Sometimes they will just to surprise you and give you a heart attack.
That's easy, right? I've seen my blue tongue has done that. There's a big branch back here in the cage, and my blue tongue has climbed up to the top of it. But the problem is, it gets up there and then realizes it's a blue tongue skink, and it just falls off. There's no way to climb down safely; just tumbles off.
My bearded dragon's new favorite thing to do is to hang by his front legs off of something in his tank. I sent you a picture of it the other day because I was like, what is he did? I thought he was dead, but he's like his front legs and the front, like his head are like holding on to like a rock or a branch or something. And the whole back half of his body is just hanging limp. I'm like, dude, you're so weird.
It's because Captain Bred bearded dragons are just stupid.
He's so weird.
Usually when I'm hanging out with them, like if I'm gaming or something, they'll climb up my head and they'll go under my headphones.
So are they one in a cage? Do they like to wedge themselves under rocks or logs, or will they lay out in the open?
Mine will lay out in the open. They all have their own favorite spots.
Yeah.
You're always guaranteed to find them at some point in the day.
Gotcha. And so for people out there trying to think size-wise, they're probably a good comparison between, like, if you're trying to figure out where they fit, if you've ever seen an emerald tree skink and then a blue tongue skink, they're somewhere in between that, right?
If you can picture Peter's bandit with a really long tail, that's basically a fire skink. Gotcha.
Peter's bandit has such a weird face. They almost look like emo lizards because their eyes are so black. It looks like they're wearing eyeliner around them. They look like they listen to My Chemical Romance way too many times. But so let's go back through some of these other ones. Our friend Megan, who we had on last week.
Good question.
Darren had a good question. He said, how many eggs per clutch roughly, and are they seasonal breeders?
My first year, my first clutch was laid in March, and my last clutch was laid in November.
Oh, geez. Okay. They're seasonal by the fact that they're in every season.
Yeah. The brumation was only 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you find you have to brumate them to get them to breed?
Yes. I didn't do it intentionally. It was just a cold front that came in for 2 weeks.
I think that happens to a lot of folks. A lot of folks that sometimes have animals breed randomly don't realize there's kind of a brumation period. Like, even your house cools down during winter, even if or heats up in the summer, and those small changes will kickstart some of these animals to do
that. Average clutch size is about 5.
Well, that's not bad.
And yeah, the most I had was 12.
How long do they take to incubate?
45 to 55 days.
Oh, so that's still not horrible. The problem though is it's 5 to 12 eggs, whereas a bearded dragon is a shit ton of eggs.
Yeah, but the females can get gravid like immediately after laying.
Gotcha. So are they kind of like I know, like, we had leopard geckos at one point, and they were kind of like chickens. Like, they would lay 2 eggs every, like, I forget how many days it was, but do you get multiple clutches in a season from your females?
Yeah, I limit them to 2 and done.
That's
Unless they're on the smaller side, then it's just 1 and done.
Gotcha. They don't tend to retain sperm. They have to breed again.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I'm having a debate with a friend of mine because of some interesting outcomes that happened from the clutch, so I don't know for sure.
Well, be interesting to find out. Like, because if they don't retain, because retaining sperm is the biggest pain in the butt when you're trying to like projects. Because you're like, oh shit, I don't want this one to be the dad. It may still be the dad.
Yeah.
Robert's over there dying. Hey, calm down, Robert.
Yeah, dude. I breathed the air wrong or something.
Chew your air more. Come on.
I gotta get a drink. I'll be right back.
All right. Let's look at some more of these replies again. Megan, who was on the show last week, said she's going to give 2. She said African fire skinks. She actually posted this before she realized we were having Richard on to talk about African fire skinks. But she said African fire skinks and emerald tree skinks, which are behind me. She said, I could be wrong, but I haven't found African fire skinks to be all that common in general. And I think they're one of the most beautiful and fascinating skink species, which we've talked about. They're not that common, at least not captive bred. And emerald tree skinks, she says, I think they will gain popularity eventually due to their social and communal nature. But as of now, most available seem to be wild caught. Emerald tree skinks have been on my dream species list for a while. They just seem to be really fun species to keep. We do know our buddy Brittany Reed breeds emerald tree skinks. That's where I got these 2 from. But yeah, those are definitely two lizards that do fall kind of into the same thing. They're smaller skinks. No one is really captive breeding them on a large scale, and people would rather. I say people. It's not that they'd rather, but people end up buying the cheaper ones, right? They just
I got my pair in Pomona 3 years ago for like $100.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I got eggs like 3 months in, which is their gestation time. So
you like
go ahead.
You jumped full force into it. You got a couple, and then you're like, I like this, and you went ahead and got a bunch of skinks.
I got two. Well, funny story. The first two I got was during COVID, July 2020.
Yeah. Seems when everybody got reptiles in COVID.
Yeah. It was late at night. I had put a few back already. I was just checking out a website and like, oh, hey, put in your email, spin for a coupon. I got 20% off. I said, screw it, I'm buying them.
Oh, it's so great.
And that's how they get you. They give you just a little bit, and you get addicted, and now you have a room full of fire skinks.
Exactly. And then what made me want to breed is that Outback Reptiles had two cobalts, what are the false melanistics.
Yeah.
And when I finally decided to buy them, they just sold in like 2 days before. So I was like, again, a few months later, had a few. Like, hey, if you ever have any fancy ones, let me know and I'll buy them. And then the next day, they're like, here, we have 4 of them. You want them? I was like, sign me up.
So what is your process? So I'm assuming many, or not all, almost all of them that you've bought are wild caught, right?
Almost. I have 2 that were captive born. And I had 2 that I bought as CBB, as of my original 20 that I bought.
So what is your process for getting in a wild caught one? Do you have a quarantine or a medication process or anything that you've gone through or tried?
I did it at first, and everything seemed to work out okay. But then I have recently had an adult that had worms, so I just treated my whole group. Thankfully, it was just the one adult.
Yeah.
But when I'm buying now, I have them treat them before they ship.
Gotcha.
So I'll pay them the extra money to take them to the vet and treat, or have them treat it themselves.
Just trying to keep any of that from getting into your collection right away. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I keep the babies in a separate room, so they're nowhere near the adults.
That's good. Yeah, that's one of those tricky things with animals that aren't bred a lot, is that you're gonna have to buy wild caughts. And we've talked on here before. I think a lot of people who, before you got on here, we're talking about people getting rid of their collections, and whether it's getting rid of their collections for changes in life and they just can't have them anymore, or some people just got rid of them because they got bored of them. I think a lot of people just got into the wrong animal for the first. When they got into it, they went, hey, ball pythons mainly. They got into the wrong animal, and that ruined them for reptiles. And I think some people need to go to some of these tables and find these odds and ends animals, do the research, maybe not get drunk and then order them late night online.
I don't know. It seems to be working out okay for him.
Look, my first snake was a Brazilian rainbow boa, and that thing should have died so many times, and he lived to be almost 20.
Yep.
So it does work out every now and then. But for every fire skink that Richard has bought, there's like 1,000 that someone has killed in the first week of buying it at a reptile show, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, I have been very lucky with that. I will admit that I got super lucky early on.
But at this point, it's not luck. At this point, I mean, you've got some experience under it. Yeah. But I think more people need to find those odds and ends animals. And, we were talking earlier, most people that are selling their collections are selling ball python or gecko collections. You don't see a lot of people selling an odds and end collection. Like, I've got a bunch of samboas. I don't see a ton of people selling an entire samboa collection. You have fire skinks. You're not going to see people selling 20 fire skinks from a collection to get out of it, usually. So more people need to get into those.
Be a hell of a time to sell all these too.
Yeah, especially if you try to sell them for what they should be worth. That's another thing is what we talk about here is value. I get that when I'm trying to figure out how to say this, I say we have to put a monetary value on stuff. We just have to. Like, there's a monetary value, especially for you. You're raising adults, incubating eggs, getting babies started. That's not a $40 animal when it leaves your house. It's just not.
No.
Like you've put way more than $40, and it doesn't deserve to be a $40 animal.
I also handle and tongue train from when they're 3 days old until they leave my care.
And that's a huge thing because a skittish skink is going to be a pain in the ass for somebody to be the first animal. And so
Yeah,
you've got to do a lot of educating the public when it comes to having a species that is not a ball python, crest gecko, bearded dragon, right? There's a certain amount of education you have to do to people, and not everybody wants to listen to that. Like that's definitely another one where you're going to get tire kickers, and they don't want to hear you ask 10 questions to try to figure out if this is really the animal they should get. But you need to ask them.
yeah. One of my policies is that I like to ask. Like, I help them set up everything. I always tell them, ask me every question you have, and then once you get it, feel free to ask me any questions you will have.
Yeah.
Like, I don't sell and say good luck, see you later.
Which unfortunately is what happens.
Yeah. I've been told that the guy who owns a Zula said that he bought a Sambo and the breeder just like ghosted him after the sale.
Oh.
Yeah, and me and him still talk about care every now and then.
And see, that's the problem with these resellers tables. And it's not all, look, our buddy JT is a reseller, but if you have a question, he'll talk to you for an hour about it. Like it's different. There are those out there, but there are definitely the ones out there that they're just trying to move animals off a table before they die. And fire skinks usually fall into that category. They're one of those animals that people are trying to move off a table before it dies. And once it's off the table, it's out of their mind.
I've only had one die in shipment, and I've had 0 die like prematurely, like a week or 2 from getting them.
Well, they're pretty hardy. Like these emerald tree skinks are very hardy, and blue tongues are hard. Like skinks in general tend to be a pretty hardy species or group of animals.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole population is basically wild caught, and it's survived this long.
Yeah. Well, because when it comes to that kind of stuff, the animals that are not hardy, that are wild caught animals, we tend to stop keeping in captivity because it's not financially viable to keep getting in animals that die. Right. But let's go back to some of these people that posted Bill Bradley, our friend Bill. We haven't had Bill on a while. We need to reach out to him. Mm-hmm. He said broadheads, which would be interesting. They're hardy animals and fun to watch in their natural interactions. Derek Dykstra, second to that. Broadheads, they're a big skink. I don't think you'll realize how big they get.
I think they're a bit wider than fire skinks.
Yeah, and if you ever see the head of an adult male broadhead is huge. Like on a big adult male, it's insanely huge, and they have a strong bite too. But that is one that would be cool to see, broadhead skinks.
He looked
so lots of reds.
Yeah, that's his name actually, Red.
Red.
Yeah.
Just look at how that's like a great size. Like if
it's a great size for
what it is. It's a size up from like, or maybe like a big leopard gecko, a really big, but it's probably a little bigger than a leopard gecko.
Yeah, he's the father to all my melanistics that I produced. The false.
That's crazy. As red as that one is, you wouldn't.
Yeah. 2 of these makes a melanistic.
Man,
isn't that what? Yeah, fire skinks genetics for you.
I love watching a skink walk. They walk so goofy.
They sure do.
Oh man, those are awesome. Corey Martin, our friend Corey Martin, said prehensile tail skinks. She said the low reproductive rate makes native populations particularly vulnerable to artificial stressors like habitat loss, and captive breeding may be the only hope for long-term species survival. Except they come out evil is the only problem. Our friend Drew replied to that saying having a colony of them is also way more interesting. Yeah, you have a large group of. That's one thing you can do with some skink species is that some of them are you can keep in colonies. Are fire skinks solitary or can they be kept in the colony?
I've had more fights between my females than I have with males.
Really?
Yes. And if fire skinks do not like someone in their enclosure, they will fight almost immediately.
Huh.
They do have a hierarchy, and if there's a challenge to it, they won't take it well.
That's crazy. That's one thing that I think emerald tree skinks do really well. People, if they want more than one animal in a cage, they're a great colony type, a great group animal. But like blue tongues would not be like blue tongues rip legs off.
Like I've had 4 males live together for 3 years, and they never had a fight.
Huh?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
there was one alpha, one who would have been alpha if the other one left, and the other 2 just didn't care at all. They were just there chilling.
So Darren asked, what size enclosures do you keep adults in, and what are you using for substrate?
So that enclosure to my side is a 24, 24, 18.
Okay.
You can't find them, so they're all custom made. And for my groups, I keep trios, 1.2s. I use just the regular 4x2.
Okay, so like what we have behind here, that's a 4x2 behind us. So that's how I was thinking.
Like that white one's a 4x2.
Gotcha. And what are you using for bedding?
My main base is Reptisoil.
Mm-hmm.
I use Reptisoil, Zilla Jungle Mix, and since I do bioactive with isopods, I go with this. It has the leaf litter and stuff for them to eat, and it's just coconut fiber.
Gotcha. Okay, so a good mix, something that holds moisture, because you got to hold a little bit of moisture in there.
And holds tunnels for them.
God, I was going to ask, do they dig and they form tunnels?
Yes, they do. Okay. And they'll poke their little heads out.
Okay. I'm trying to read all the chat. Yeah. Some of the other ones here, let's see. Oh, Brian Lovins responded to Corey's about the prehensile tail skinks. He says he remembers when they were $100. Yeah, I remember when prehensile tails were, again, on tables, wild caught, thrown on tables, and like Brian said, $100 a piece. But now suddenly see them for 10 times that price. Yeah, they got a huge boost in price, which also the boost in price keeps them out of the hands of people that are going to probably kill them quickly. Scott Borden said wedge snouted skinks, which I had to look up, which is just a weird ass long skink.
I have no idea what that is either. Yeah,
I had to look that one up. It's a long weird skink. Sierra Scales Exotic said, I think Halmahera blue tongues. Mine are docile, enjoy attention, and are the perfect moderate level lizard. In my opinion, I'm working towards breeding my pair, hoping that all the work I put into them proves worth it. I'm a huge blue tongue fan. I'm never going to breed blue tongues because it horrifies me. I just don't want to walk in one day and find a 3-legged blue tongue. But I agree, blue tongues. Now, I'm more of a fan of the Australian, so I like the northern, which is what this one back here is. But our friend at was it Kelly May Scales?
Mm-hmm.
She does the Indo blue tongues captive bred, and she has the same problem you had. You know, she's breeding captive bred Indo blue tongues, which you can go buy super cheap on a wild caught table, and then hers aren't. And so she does have to overcome that barrier as well. But if you look at hers compared to a wild caught, it's not even close. I've looked at hers before and gone, are you sure that's not like a northern or part northern? She goes, no, they're all Indos, but the same issue you have, I'm sure.
Sometimes sales are weird for me because I will go weeks without anything, and then all of a sudden 20 people come and contact me like, hey, we want babies. Like I had 3 leave today, so
well, that's awesome.
I have 14 more to go.
Our buddy Darren in the chat, he said Peter's banded. Says they have amazing looking skinks, easy to care for, and once established, very hardy. They're a great size for smaller enclosures. Those are a cool one. Jason Creekmore said Schneider's skinks, which kind of give off it's almost like if you were to mix a fire skink and a Peter's banded skink, you kind of get a Schneider skink.
Yeah.
Its body shape is more like a fire skink, and its color is almost kind of like a Peter's banded. They're a neat
personality is more of a Peter's too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Joe Smith, this is a pipe dream one, but shinglebacks, yeah, everyone wishes they would breed more shinglebacks. We all wish that there were tons of little pine cones walking around here, but unfortunately, since they have such small litters and are semi-monogamous, they're so expensive. Also, because the gene pool of what we have in this country is like almost non-existent.
Is that another Australian species?
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
They're a super cool one. They're an armored skink. They look like little porcupines or little turds. They're amazing, but their head looks like their butt. But yeah, there's very few of them in the States, and only a handful of people have gotten those to breed. And so it's It's a pipe dream. And then Allison Harris apparently read skink as snake. She had to have, because she said Mexican burrowing pythons. In case somebody's wondering, that's not a skink. In case y'all are wondering.
Close enough. Close enough. Skinks are just snakes with little legs.
It does, especially when you start watching them walk. It definitely does feel that way.
Yeah.
But said Mexican burrowing python, small size, and have the sunbeam snake look while being much better captives. Yeah. Again, sunbeams are wish of one. I wish somebody would really get into breeding and figuring that one out too. That's a
there's one Eastern shingleback on Morph Market for $6,750.
That's cheaper than I thought it would be. Actually,
it's actually on sale for the next 4 minutes for $5,999.
Oh shit! Let me get my wallet. Oh yeah, I got that.
Let me go get a bank loan real quick.
Yeah,
just to buy one. Oh, but they're cool looking, and everybody would love more of them. But I definitely think skinks need a bigger spot in the hobby. You know,
yeah,
I think they're a better
other than
pet.
blue tongues.
I like blue tongues.
Yeah, they're just chubby bearded dragons. That's all they are, really.
That's why I like my goofy ass blue tongue.
He's sleeping.
I think this guy, he hasn't moved much.
Oh, there he goes.
Okay. Well, Pat was asleep, but then I think he heard you talking about him.
I gave him food, but he didn't eat. He's been burrowing underneath the food bowl. Actually, I hooked up the Miss King to his, because I had the Miss King hooked up to our lychee, but because there's no actual heat on the lychee's cage, none of it really dries out, and that thing is getting soggy and wet. So I was like, all right, we're taking that off. I'll just spray her.
There you go.
And I'm gonna put it on. I just put it on him. So tomorrow he'll get a whole misting in the morning. We'll see how that goes.
He wanted to pose for you guys.
Look at him.
That is cool looking.
I've had him for 4 years now, so he's definitely well established.
So I'm trying to read. Oh, your customer says she saw your skinks on Reddit.
Yeah, I post the babies on there just because they do some cute stuff. Like, they every morning as soon as I make a noise in the morning, about 10 heads pop out to see if I will.
Do you keep the babies together, or do you separate them out?
I keep them together.
How long do they stay together?
The longest I had them together was like 2 months with 0 issues.
Gotcha. How often are you feeding your guys? Are they every day?
Every day. Hundreds of bugs a week. It's hard.
Are you mixing it up, doing roaches and crickets and mealworms? Or
it's mealworms and dubias are the staples. Crickets once a week because I hate crickets.
I don't blame you. They're gross.
If I have an abundance, I'll throw in isopods in. They just go wild.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Makes it hard to keep the cleaning crew up to.
You got to use dwarf whites or else you won't have a crew.
They just ignore them because they're so small?
Yeah. But dairy cows taste as good as filet mignon to them.
It's a good sized meal too. I mean, you get a pretty big dairy cow if you get them full grown.
Yeah, it's also a very expensive dinner.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, that one might get a little pricey.
Yeah. Start feeding them
pricey.
Once a year, like Christmas. Give them rubber duckies. Guys, here's your rubber duckies.
No, sir.
$25 meal.
No,
one.
Sir.
Oh. So what is your kind of goal breeding these guys? Morph wise or color wise or pattern wise? Do you have a kind of an end result? Like, I really want to get to this. I want this to be the look of, and I know you have several different morphs, but is there one like, I really want to get this to happen?
I had a hypo early on, and I was trying to make a ghost morph.
Oh, that'd been cool.
But the hypo was infernal.
Oh. So the hypo is really red and yellow and orange?
Nope. Yellow and violet, or orange, white, and some sort of purple, a very light purple.
Okay, now I got to look up and see if I can find a picture of a hypo fire skink.
Yeah, it's probably going to be mine. There's 2 of them. There's only been 2 brought into the U.S. A female that died laying infertile eggs, and my boy that died.
So here's one on Outback. That's
the one with the missing leg.
Yeah, it's missing a foot. Yeah,
that was the female that died.
That sucks. All right, this person. So this is why I fuss at my students when they go to Google, because people in general now don't know how to fucking use Google properly. And they'll just like image search things without knowing what they're looking at, and the image that pops up isn't always right. Because here it is. It says my red African fire skink underneath it, but it's definitely a picture of like some sort of blue tongue. It's not a fire skink. Like somebody will see that and go, look at this fire skink, and then you have to go, no, dumbass, click on the link and go find out that it's not a fire skink. The hypo though is pretty cool. It's Ember and Scarlet. What are those?
That's me.
Is that you? All right, let me share that
me.
real quick. I figured if I said the name, it was probably going to be yours.
Yeah.
But that right there tells you how few people are either A, breeding these, and B, posting shit online about them. Because we have found your stuff pretty easy without even having to try much.
Oh yeah, guess I'm the one who posted it.
So
yep.
Yeah, that's the hypo there.
Yeah.
Man,
that was the
tail is crazy.
That this boy paired up with to make the melanistics.
Yeah, that tail is. I mean, the tail's like purple.
Yeah,
or like lavender or something. Yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully that you can get another one and get that working, because that'd be cool.
They did find another one.
Did
it was an extreme red saddleback patternless hypo.
That's a lot.
They never brought it in. Also, that little baby hatching out of the egg is me. The cobalt is one of mine.
Kyle in the chat says 7 out of 10 pictures of fire skinks are yours.
Yes,
pretty much.
So, that's the aneurystic axanthic, the one hatching out of the egg.
There. Here's a shingleback.
Oh,
with
grumpy.
Its butt looks just like that. That's Ted.
It really does look very grumpy.
Its butt looks.
Click on the one that is hatching out of the egg that he was talking about.
That one, yeah.
The little guy.
Now make it big like you just said a minute ago.
Well, that was big on our screen.
No, do it again.
You want it big for you?
I can't see that.
Oh, wait. Nope.
I am almost legally blind.
There.
Why can't it be on the whole podcast?
Because then I can't see the chat.
Okay, fair point. That is precious.
Yeah. Maybe I can see it. If someone were to chat right now, maybe it pops up.
Yeah, that's baby honk.
That's fabulous.
I had 7 of them hatch out, but 5 of them did die.
Oh, that sucks.
Mom, I guess she had a carrier for spinal kinks. Because 3 of them had scoliosis, and they died from that, and 2 of them died from having lumps, some mysterious lumps on them.
For anybody watching, here's Peter's Bandit. We know we've mentioned it a million times. There's the Peter's Bandit. It's a cool little skink too, but it's definitely a drier species.
Yeah.
So, like for me, who does Samboas, perfect. And here's the evil prehensile tail monkey skinks.
That's hilarious.
The fuck is that thing?
Looks like a monitor.
It looks like a fire skink fucked a tegu. What is?
Maybe it's not real.
No, I click on it and go to it. I think it's some sort of plated. It's a plated lizard of some sort. That's what it is.
Oh wow.
That's one I would like to see more. I don't know, they're not really skink, but plated lizards are another one that gets imported a lot. They're super cheap, and a lot of them have died.
Yeah, they're on my list.
They
everyone I've seen in person said, "Oh yeah, he bites a lot." It's like, ooh, I'll pass.
But some of them, like, I'm always surprised when I see one that has color, because growing up, I'd only ever see like gray ones, like just bland, boring ones. But there are some plated lizards that are very colorful. So, but that's another one that will be hard for someone to breed, because you can get them super cheap. Who's going to buy one if you can buy them super cheap? But we've got to overcome that. Hopefully you will with fire skinks at least. Kyle said AI. It's not AI. I'm pretty sure it was a plated lizard. That one was real. Now they don't all look like that. But all right. Anyways, stop playing around with pictures. Just going down a rabbit hole of skink pictures now, and then wondering how many of them I'm seeing are Richards.
Yeah, probably. If you look up any of the fancy morphs, guaranteed it's mine. Like if you type in axanthic, all of them will be mine.
How hardy are your babies? I know you said you had the one litter or one clutch that a lot past. But do you tend to have a pretty good survival rate with these guys?
So my first year, I had 12 clutches. One clutch completely died because my incubator was on for so long that it broke.
Oh,
But I maybe lost 4 babies out of almost 70.
oh wow, that's not bad.
3 of them were because of SIDS. I think the dad just had bad genes because he was old.
Gotcha.
And one, the thermometer fell in the cage and the baby got stuck to it and died.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sucks.
Took them all out after that one.
Yeah, you look, you learn. Like we've all, if you've done the hobby long enough, there's always, I'll say stupid stuff because you learn from it's not stupid stuff. But there's always these things like you look back on, you're like, why the hell did I do that? That's just dumb. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, that's still not bad odds though. I mean, that's still a shit ton of babies that made it.
Yeah, and out of 28 eggs, the first 6 clutches I had were laid within 4 weeks. 28 eggs, and only one of them was a slug.
Those are really good odds too.
Yeah.
So,
That was actually the only slug I had that year.
so what I'm hearing is everyone out there listening needs to get fire skinks now.
Yes.
From Richard.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, they're handled, they're tongue fed, they're bowl trained. They come out for food.
That's what people need is an interactive. Look, I've got Euromastix that fucking hates me and doesn't want to feed from me and never wants to be near me. So having a lizard that likes to come to you would be amazing because that one despises me. And then these emerald tree skinks don't want anything to do with me. Basically all the lizards fucking hate me.
Except for Pat. Pat loves you.
It's true. My blue tongue, but again, blue tongues are special. They kind of have to like you though.
I think I posted a picture on the Discord where I woke up. I just woke up and I peeked in the cage and there was 6 babies staring at me for food.
So that's hopefully that'll have.
Like the lights weren't even on, and they were ready to be fed.
That's funny. See, that's what people need is social lizards, and something that these make such better pets for first time people as well. Like I'm so tired of people seeing don't get me wrong, crested geckos are easy to keep, and oh, look at that, Katie.
There's 4 of them looking at me for food.
Just checking it out.
That's funny.
Yes.
I love that.
But like crested geckos, I don't think they're a great pet for kids. We have a crested gecko and he's a pain in the ass to try and hold.
So spastic.
Always wants to jump out of your hands. Their fucking tails fall off. And I think a larger, leopard geckos, fat tail geckos, and I think some of these skinks would make far better pets for a kid. Just people got to see them more.
I agree.
Trying to read what the chat said. See, look, someone else has a Euro that hates them. I don't know why. I've had mine for over a decade. Fucking hates me. I got nothing.
Yeah, I have a couple of these guys that do not like me at all. As soon as they see me, they run away.
Were those wild caught ones?
Yeah.
Yes, they're just pissed off. Like, asshole, I was living in Africa.
Living my best life.
Someone threw me in a bag, put me in a box, and then like 30 other ones.
Yeah. I had a really crazy one. His name was Harold.
Yeah. So
go
ahead.
And then I was like, he's too crazy for me. So I sent him to Canada to chill out.
Yeah, Canada, he's your problem now. With your bag milk and ketchup chips and crazy ass skinks now. So when you go to shows, what non-skink things are you looking at? Because you talked about the things you have. You got a lot of skinks, but what else out there really you look at? Because don't tell me it's ball pythons. Just please don't say ball pythons.
Actually, nothing. I just go to have fun.
That's no fun. You gotta. I'm just kidding. You gotta go so you can see how you can make money. I'm just kidding.
I am always tempted by the Berber skinks.
All right. Hold on. I'm looking that up. How do you spell that?
Berber.
Berber.
They're just giant Schneider skinks.
Oh yeah, it's a huge. Man, it's a giant Schneider skink.
That's cool.
It's like a plated lizard Schneider skink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
$300-$400 per.
I don't know if I've ever seen, although I think it's like I could have easily seen one and walked right past it at a show.
Yeah.
Because I don't tend to pay attention to to that stuff on table because it tends to be resellers. I tend to walk right past those.
Yeah, I know someone who's had them because they were in my trailer. But yeah, they were straight off the boat.
Yeah. See, and I would have walked right by it.
Yeah,
But
honestly, I just go to make connections, just hand out my business cards, talk to people, get insight of what it's like.
have you vended a show yet?
I never have enough inventory to vend.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
See, so I keep saying that on here. When you go to a show, there's 30 tables with ball pythons and crested geckos. That's because those people fucking have shit left to sell. But the people that sell the odds and ends stuff that breed, like small stuff like yours, they don't have that problem. Like, so our friend Corey Martin rarely has tree monitors to sell on her table because when she gets tree monitor babies, they sell and people reach out to her and buy them. Same thing's going to happen with fire skinks,
Yep.
I don't know how to vend or do any of that. So I was like, reached out to some people I know. I'm like, hey, can I crash your table? I'll give you some profit.
That's the way to get in. If you can find a friend that'll let you do that. But I'm telling you right now, vending's not hard. I've seen the kind of people that have vended around me. They can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Promised. It's fun. The only thing that sucks, and the thing that you would hate about it, because if you like going to a show to be able to talk to people and hang out and do all that, you don't get to do that during the show if you're truly vending your table.
I was about to say.
I mean, I've seen people that do that, but they also complain
at
the end of the
weekend. Did it every week.
Yeah, they complain that no one sold anything.
Right.
They didn't sell anything because they were never there.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have maybe one more late season clutch, so I have enough to vend.
Read what Kyle wrote.
The way he talks about them, it's like ketchup chips killed James's parents in front of him in an alley when he was younger. They may have.
It's funny because I was just watching Batman before we started this.
God.
So Kyle said not having enough inventory is only an issue for people like Richard, Corey Martin, and Kristen. Yeah, it's a good problem to have. Their trick, Richard, is to find you some friends that you can get tables next to at shows. And then it makes it way more fun if you're in like a group of tables with somebody that you know. It also means that you can go pee because someone will watch your table when you have to go pee.
I've been trying to woo over one person, Jeff from JMP Reptiles.
I think I know that one actually. JMP. Yeah,
he's oh god, what are they called? Hognose snake bag.
JMP. I know a JPM. That's a different one.
There you go. No,
that's
it like a big glittery hognose?
No, this is enclosures.
Oh,
in racks. That's JPM Reptilia.
That's why I knew that one. JMP Reptiles. Then there's a JMG. This is why people don't need to do it. All right, I'm telling you right out there, when you pick your business name, don't use your fucking initials. Stop it. Because someone else out there also has initials and they will be similar or the same as yours. Stop it. JMG.
Yes, JMG.
There it is. Okay, I see it with.
So.
See, that's the trick, is find you somebody who doesn't do the same thing as you also.
Yeah. I was like, I asked him because I run to shows a few times with him. And he's good friends with my business partner. So I was like.
It'll probably be a little easier for you since you're definitely breeding something different. Because if it's me and someone wanted to share or at least have a table near me or something like that, if they have something drastically different than me, I like that. Because especially if it's something different that is not a ball python or a crested gecko, because it's going to bring people are going to stop by and go, oh, that's different. I want to see that. If I walked by a table that had a bunch of deli cups full of fire skinks, I would stop at that table because I'm going, okay, well, first off, these aren't wild caught. No one has a bunch of baby wild caught fire skinks. But I'd want to look at those.
Yes, Miss Ramirez. Avery is my business partner.
So now I gotta follow multiple people now.
Yeah, her being on Instagram is key. That's her official business page.
What is it on Instagram?
Skink Inc.
That's right, Skink Inc. That's such a great.
That's a cool name.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Does she have a lot of tattoos?
No, Ink like Incorporated.
No.
Oh, I immediately went ink like tattoos because I want another tattoo.
She is a self-identified gremlin. So.
It's fabulous.
She's a short one.
Sure, there are times where James thinks I'm a gremlin, so it's okay.
Oh wow, she's got. Okay, so do you have an Instagram?
I do.
Hold on, I'm gonna follow her. What's your Instagram?
Just my name. Oh, sorry, Valdez 74.
So the same as on
Yeah.
on Discord.
Yeah. Well, I think Discord's 75.
That's
I keep it original.
man, she's got a ton of really cool pictures. So you said this is your partner?
Yeah, we trade babies with each other.
What is that? Freshly shed pearl.
Prism. That's the prism. The one I forgot.
That's cool. It's all
That's
gray.
really neat.
Yeah, that's the patternless anery.
And then here, oh, there's Bonk. A picture of Bonk. That's
Bonk is Honk's brother.
I don't like that as much though.
you don't like that one?
No.
I'll find you something you'll like. I like the reds. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of reds. So there's a lot of cool red ones in here.
Oh, if you go to mine, there's a funny picture I posted about a mom and daughter.
That could get, we're talking about skink
Stop,
here. That could go
James.
way
It
wrong.
is
Stop.
a skink. It is a skink thing.
Your account's private, so I can't. I requested to join.
Okay, I'll accept right now.
But if anybody joins our Discord, there's about 1 million pictures.
There you go. I
Lewis
follow
said-
you.
I know, that's why I said follow back. I was like, oh shit. I'm horrible about following people back on Instagram. Lewis said, good luck being a feeder breeder and getting a table. That is true, Lewis. That's a little trickier. But everyone should just go ahead and order stuff from Lewis and he'll ship it to you. He's got great feeders. If anybody needs roaches, check out Lewis. See, Lewis, I'm doing plugs here. Oh, look, I got accepted. Now I can see stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Honk with her mom? That's
Yeah, and then Honk with her son.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
That's Bulma.
That's a pretty one. Yeah, but go follow VALDEZIE_74 because fucking Instagram makes you use underscores. You can't use a space. They suck.
I'm a little too inconsistent with my posting.
All right, so the transformation of melanistic into cobalt. So these guys are super dark right now. They're going to lighten up though when they get older, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so all right, so I see that you have the cobalt one there. So look, there's the baby,
That's really pretty.
and then
Like,
does that.
They do an
you lose the
intermediate.
color though.
They have like an intermediate stage where they're just super dark, and then it goes away, and they get red spots.
That's kind of cool though. Man, these are. God damn it! I don't want more lizards. Damn it, Richard. But these are really pretty. Like, look at that. That's
Oh yeah, the reds are gorgeous.
fuck me. I'm gonna have to buy more insects now. Oh, all right. I gotta quit looking at pictures. This is horrible radio. Go check out Richard on Instagram, or again, join the Discord. There's 1 million pictures there. And then hopefully Richard will start doing shows, and everybody go to his table and talk to him and see his animals in person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he's
shit,
gonna-
I wish.
Because he's going to end up with 50 adult skinks in his house and then have hundreds of babies every year that sell no problem.
Well, we are planning to move to a bigger house soon, so I'll have more room.
That's dangerous when you have more room.
It's horribly dangerous.
More room means you have to get more stuff. It's not an option.
Yeah. Maybe branch out a little bit into the other skinks.
That would be cool. Like, because again, we would like to see more Captain Red Peters and Snyders, and that Berbers are kind of cool looking. And not keep seeing them on resellers tables. Dap boy. The Discord link is on our Facebook page, on the Reptile Gumbo podcast Facebook page. You can join for Dat Boy.
I am in California.
Yeah, say he's way on the other side of the country in the weird ass time zones.
Speaking of time, it's almost 9:00.
Well, that's true, and I gotta find some dinner before I go to bed because I actually have to go to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? It's only 6:50.
Jeez, I wish.
Imaginary time zones over there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Again, we'll go through everything. Richard, if people want to reach out to you, talk to you, find out more about your fire skinks, how can they do that?
I have the Instagram, Valdezi_74. Reddit, Valdezi75, I think. And I'm in your Discord, so they can always just find me there.
Yes,
Posting
join our
my
Discord
sneaky pictures.
and scroll through all the old skink pictures there. There's lots of them.
And
gonna make
more
Katie's one
market
tonight.
is Dezie Skinks.
Yeah, so get a fire skink, everybody, and then apparently I'm going to get one at some point. I just don't know where I'm going to put it. I can't get it now because we'll have to wait till we get a bigger place, which we have no idea when that'll happen. But
Yeah, I feel
got
you
it.
on that one.
21 baby Sambos I got to get rid of first. So,
I saw that your noodles and chopsticks.
Yeah. Well, I'd walk downstairs with all of them in a deli cup to show Katie and to show my daughter, and my daughter was. Katie was cleaning the living room, so my daughter was just like sitting on the floor of the kitchen.
The rule is if you get in my way, I'm going to put you to work. So she literally finds the most awkward location possible. She was sitting on the rug in front of the back door, in front of the refrigerator, as far out of the way in the middle of the kitchen.
Eating
as
a bowl
possible.
of noodles. And when I saw that, I was like, and I was holding the thing of Sambos, and I fucking hate when people call them noodles. It drives me nuts, but I was like, okay, this would be a hilarious picture with chopsticks because it kind of looked like I was holding a takeout dish with noodles in it. But yeah, if anybody wants a Sambo, please hit me up because these motherfuckers, I don't know where they're going right now. I gotta find somewhere for them. I need to reach out to my buddy. He said he has a spare rack, which I'm probably gonna need because I got no space because my red tail had way too many babies.
Yeah, I have to custom order mine because nobody does the dimensions.
So what size do you said it was 2x2 by 18?
Yeah, everyone does 2x2x2.
Yeah. Because normally that one's like green trees. People love those for green trees. But it's if you don't need vertical space for these guys. That's just a waste of space.
Yeah, that's why I was a huge fan of the Zens, the 48, 24, 16.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But so Dad Boy says he doesn't do Facebook. I'm old enough. I do Facebook because we're old and I don't do the other ones.
That's true.
I mean, you can hit me up on Reddit, boy.
That's weird when you say boy. Maybe.
Yes, it's very weird.
Anyways,
awesome.
let's wrap this up so I can go find what I'm going to eat for dinner.
Yep.
And hopefully keep it down tonight. Robert, you got anything to add?
Nope.
No,
I got that.
Robert,
I'm good.
Message Robert if you want sex dice. He'll 3D print you some sex dice. What? He talked about it earlier.
I need the details immediately.
Just like D&D people everywhere going, I have a lot of dice, but I don't have those dice.
That's true.
Darren, I know Darren's going to want them because Darren would love those.
I'm going to pass on that. On what I just rolled.
You got business already.
Yep.
What did you roll?
Lick bottom.
Of what is the question?
I don't know.
Of her foot.
Hell no.
That's just gross.
With grocery store feet. Anyways, if you need to reach out to me, it's Simply Serpents on Facebook. I think it's simply_serpents on Instagram. I suck at doing it. I need to add shit to Instagram. I suck at that one. Or the Reptile Gumbo podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and at gmail.com. Yeah, I almost forgot.
You had like a little mini stroke. Are you okay?
I haven't eaten much in the last 24 hours, so.
You should have a Pepsi.
Ugh.
Gross.
That's how I know you're from California. You drink fucking Pepsi.
A better soda.
We drink Coke over here where we actually have taste buds. So let me.
Everything's Coke over there.
Yeah, because it's the better one.
But then you have to specify what flavor Coke you want.
Yeah, Sprite.
No.
Sprite. Or
No.
Mountain Dew.
No. All wrong.
Oh, funny.
Darren said loaded kinky dice. That's the trick, Robert. If someone orders them, find out what they wanted to always roll on and find a way to just go ahead and load them so they always roll that way to help them out.
Pretty funny. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, a Kenyan Samboa named Udon would be adorable.
On that note, it's time to go. Richard, if you hang around for a second, everyone else, we'll be back next week with someone. At some point, we're going to release our ones from Conroe. I think we're gonna do that when we're on fall break. Was that the plan?
Sure, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, so that's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So
Before we go, did you want to see the big boy? His
yeah,
name is Tank. Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back.
yeah. Robert's got to find something to put in that cage.
Yeah.
Or I
An
could just
interact-
sell the cage.
That's not as much fun. Something interactive is fun.
What's that? Is the cage the same size
Yeah.
as this one?
Same cage.
That seems very large for a ball python.
It is very large for ball pythons.
Why is it labeled as a ball python cage?
Because the
That's
newer,
the recommended size, Katie.
it is the recommended size for a ball python. I mean, don't get me wrong, ball python can live in it just fine. It'd be fine. It's
It
not.
just seems massive for a ball python.
It's gonna sit in the corner, balled up underneath something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Look how sweet.
Yeah, this is Tank. So he's the pixie morph
Oh,
from
that's
his
pretty.
dad. Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me put that on full screen so people can see.
See, you can see the neck color is not there.
Oh yeah.
That's part of their morph, and their stripes. Their stripes are a lot different than normal. And he has yellow spots all over his legs.
Man.
And that's the nice part he got from mom's the saddleback, which is just the red pigmentation.
Solid, yeah.
That's really cool.
They just,
And he
it's just
jumps.
they just look like they look so pixelated the way they're.
Yeah. So he's captive bred and he doesn't act like it. The bastard.
Oh, so everyone get one of them, and he's got a tail. He's got a full tail.
Yeah. Still a little bit of blue. That's almost gone.
Yeah, they're definitely different color. Like I saw some of the babies. They have a lot of other color.
So
All right.
This is the bastard.
Everyone else, we will see y'all next week. Thanks for hanging out. In let's see, 2
We're
weeks.
still on Tuesday next week.
Yeah, and then in 2 weeks on
It'll
that
be fall
Saturday,
break.
just shout out. We have Conservation Day
Yes.
on the 12th. If anybody's in the Houston area, come out to Conservation Day on the 12th. We had Megan on last week. Go back and listen to that episode, which got put out today because I suck and I didn't get put out early. I apologize. And then
The next
the
weekend
following weekend
is
Texas Carpet Fest. If you're anywhere, can come to Texas Carpet Fest. It's gonna be awesome. But we also will plan on doing a bunch of little interviews and stuff that we'll post over on Patreon for that. So thank you all for listening tonight. Richard, again, hang out for a second, but thanks for being here. Everyone, hit him up. Find out more about fire skinks because I really think that'd be an awesome new one to see show up way more in the hobby that are not wild caught. And
hopefully not like that.
Mm-hmm.
And good night. Dun, 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 dun.